Mr. Smith.
Mic check 1 2. Hey, the mics do work.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Welcome to the King M.E show. I'm one half of this thing, King.
Hey y'all, it's me, Michelle. How y'all doing?
We hope y'all are doing okay, as we are doing fantastic. As we at the King M.E show attempt to offer a real outlook on a healthy relationship. Real being relatable,
entertaining,
accountable,
and loving.
Bear with me 1 second, Michelle. Just talk for a bit while I produce some of the stuff that we have to get through here.
Okay, so we are now at the second Monday in December, and I do just want to give you, I mean, it's news, whether you consider it good news, bad news, who knows, but I do want to let you know that keeping in line with one of the many partnerships that we have, and just pause for the cause, let me shout out all of our partnerships. So first we want to shout out Perry Production over on Facebook, who allows us to stream on his channel. He is a friend of the family, and we send him much, much love. He is the best videographer that you will ever find in Atlanta, Georgia, and pretty much anywhere around. So make sure you shout him out, you check him out, and you go ahead and book him for your next event. He is booked and busy, so get on that calendar. So he's one of the partnerships that we have. We also stream on Facebook, Twitch, Kick, YouTube, some other places. Like, we're streaming a lot of places, but one of the many places that we do stream, we have a relationship with W.T.F Nation Radio, and we stream on their YouTube channel and on their Facebook channel. And with that, we have this wonderful partnership with them, and we are so grateful to be able to stream with them and tap into the access of the millions of followers that they have as well. So with that, W.T.F Nation Radio goes on a holiday break starting the 22nd. So with that, we also will be on a holiday break. So we have this Monday, the 8th, and we have next Monday, the 15th, and we got a little something special coming to you. But then that's it for the King and Me for the rest of this year. We will return to you after the 15th in the year of our Lord 2026. So check us out today. Check us out next week, Monday, and then holla back at us in January, because that's when we'll be back. No, your arm has to go up here. That's why you don't feel comfortable.
No, we're trying to make sure that we were centered.
Ooh.
I'm also good and comfortable.
Yes. Y'all see my man? He is so fine. Like, he posts on his channel the stuff that he's doing in his life, and I'll let him share about that. But what I will say is this: I will be taking some karate classes, because nobody better not come at you no type of way.
Why don't you go ahead and start taking them classes and get up the black belt and then teach me? Yeah.
That's how I fight.
First of all, thank you for being able to pull that off. Such unplanned, all at the last minute too.
I got you, boo.
I appreciate you. So let's see. Today we are going to talk about something. How do we kick this off? Have y'all ever been approaching or trying to get into a relationship?
Mm-hmm.
And you thought that you were right there and y'all were going to put a name on it, only to find out later on that things weren't quite what they appeared to be. Today's title is Hidden Relationships and Secret Situationships. Why are there so many people that are off the market? We're going to do off the market, but still shopping. Mm-hmm. And have you experienced that phenomenon in your dating realm? So let's set the stage for a bit, right?
All right, set it.
When you and I were getting together and going to call us a thing, we were like, you know what? Let's let's try this out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember a question that you asked me? It was a very specific question, and I had never been asked this before.
Honey, I don't remember what I did like an hour ago.
Bet.
Okay.
So you said, is there anybody out there, even if you don't claim them,
Mm-hmm.
that they would claim you? And I had to laugh about that question. And I said, wait, why is she asking me this? Like, I've already told her that, I've cut off, all my other 304s. But actually, when I thought about it, I said, oh, it's actually a valid question because
Mm-hmm.
people will have those that, what's it called, that they'll be in their orbit, right? Those that'll be in their orbit,
Yeah.
that they know if they reach up to those that are in that orbit, they'll be able to reach out, pluck them, and bring them down to them.
Yes.
And
Mm-hmm.
you have to, hey, there's a couple of things that go along with that's one avenue or one way that people will have these secret arrangements, these secret situationships, so to speak. What are some other things that you've observed that sometimes people will do that makes you wonder, like, why are humans the way they are that they are?
So, for me, one thing that I have noticed is that people will lie about, lie is such a strong word. People will downplay the seriousness of a situationship that they may be in or the situation that they may currently be in with someone. So, for example, like you may know that at one point they were in a relationship or they were married or seriously dating someone, and then they come back to you and they're like, oh, well, me and that person, we're on the rocks. We're not going to make it. I'm thinking about ending things. And then next thing you know, that person pops up with that same somebody, engaged, married, having a child with, or something like that. And it's like, but wait a minute.
But hold up.
Let me do the math and, subtract one, carry the two. No, homie, like you gave no indication that y'all were going to push forward. You implied that the relationship was coming to an end, but now it don't appear that way.
Okay. Now, why do you think people do that?
I think, in my personal opinion, I think people do that to test the waters and see what else they can get out there. Maybe there's a little bit of unhappiness at home and you think that the grass is going to be greener on the other side. So you're like, let me work on my exit strategy. That way, if things don't work out with me and this person, I have an option for where I can go, a soft cushion to land on, as it were.
Soft cushion indeed. And I think it happens more for who, correct me if I'm wrong, but let me know if you see this empirically different than I do. Hey, that's a big word.
Most likely, but
I be
hey,
using big words sometimes.
I wasn't even commenting on the word. I just meant in general. But go ahead.
Um, I think you see it more in older couples than you do in younger couples.
Oh, what's your definition of older versus younger?
That's,
Before I say if I agree or disagree.
I don't think you see that more in people under the age of 30. I think you'll see that more in people over the age of 30.
Okay, yeah, I'll agree.
Because I think really for people under the age of 30, and I'm saying current people under the age of
Yeah, yeah,
32,
yeah.
that generation really they're less, they're more careful about defining things.
Mm-hmm.
So with them not really defining things, you don't really have a place where you stand with that.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got that, ability to just put their hands up and go, I mean, I never said, and then kind of keep things moving.
Yeah, I will 100 once you put that parameter on it, I will agree with you that I do see it in people who are older, like more so our generation as opposed to the folks underneath of us. That it's just like, hey, we're kind of easy breezy, lemon squeezy. We don't do titles like that, in our relationship, and I think that that's where a lot of people kind of get caught up.
Ooh, let me address this one.
Okay.
So we do see the comments, y'all. So shout out to Kalisha Williams, said, I come on here to laugh with my brothers and sisters in arms, not talk about people who don't know really like you. So, hey, we are part of WTF Nation Radio. We are one of the newer shows here on WTF Nation Radio where we talk about dating, relationships, and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at having on guests and things as well. If you follow WTF Nation Radio, I am a brother in arms as well as I am a Air Force veteran. I also host the Sports Bar here at WTF Nation Radio, but we're one of many shows that are on WTF Nation Radio. Following this, you'll have the Monday edition that is going to be hosted by Ice.
Mm-hmm.
And if this is not for you, tune in to the Monday edition with Ice here in about an hour. But thank you for commenting. As a fellow Air Force, as a Air Force veteran, I salute you.
Thank you.
All right. So we do see the comments, and those of y'all that have commented earlier, thank you. We also have people that are commenting on the King M.E show that we want to bring them up as well before we get into it. Shout out to LD Smith over on YouTube, I believe, said, "Good evening, guys. Thanks, and we're looking great. Appreciate you." And we got Paul. Paul Bennett is in the building, who is likely out walking his dog right now, who has a really dope name. So shout out to you, Paul, for tuning in as well. And also, Kalisha, let me go back. What makes it so that we don't know what he said? Not talking about dating people who don't really like you. Out of curiosity, Kalisha, what are you, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. If not, my bad. What are you observing out there? What we're trying to do is we're trying to help people connect the dots on things that it's interesting. Relationships in general are talked about almost daily. And it's not just like the romantic relationships and things like that. It's your personal relationships, your work relationships, the dynamics between human beings all together. For as long as we lived on this earth, people still don't get it right. And whatever your definition of right is, that's your definition of right. But I think I've given that a lot of airtime. My bad.
I do want to thank Carla. So I see a double negative, so I'm going to read it as a positive. Carla's saying thank you for talking about something positive. So thank you, Carla, for tuning in.
In your life, have you had somebody try and dip their toe and see kind of where you might stand with them, only for you to find out after the fact that they're in a relationship?
Yes, I've had it happen. I can think of a solid 2 times, but it's probably happened more. One time was recent. Someone was trying to see how we were doing in our relationship to see if we were still good, if we were still Gucci, so that they could kind of like dip their toe in that water. And then all of a sudden, I'm getting an invitation, not even an invitation to something, but a link to financially support them in something that they're about to experience with their partner. And I'm like,
how do you know
weird.
that was the case though, versus this person genuinely wanted to check in on you and see how you're doing? Like, how do you know that?
Because for me, I think that there's a fine line. Number one, if you are friends with me or if you're connected to me on any of my social media accounts, except for my work X account, except for that, if you're connected with me on any of my social media accounts, you know that I am in a relationship with you. Like, it is very, very obvious. On Facebook, a picture of us from the previous month is my profile picture. On everything else, there are pictures of you. I talk about you in my blogs. Like, you are everywhere except for my work X account. So unless that's the only place where you follow me, then everyone knows that we're in a relationship. So I don't really believe that asking me, so how are you and King doing? I don't believe that. I don't buy that as genuine, especially when the next comment out of your mouth is, we should get together, or I didn't know how much I could communicate with you because I don't want to step on toes. Well, then you know that I'm in a relationship. So why are you trying to gauge how much you can communicate with me or not communicate with me? Because I'm in a relationship and you're supposed to be in a relationship too.
So if you were in a former relationship with somebody, is that
Mhm.
person now considered off limits?
As far as communicating, I think it depends on what you're communicating about, how frequently you two are communicating, and the intentions behind each person. Like, I remember when you and I got together, I had an ex that I was dating before us, and I remember explicitly telling you, I'm friends with my exes except for that one. That was the one that I did not communicate with often. And the reason is because I knew that his heart, like, he still had feelings for me. And I knew that if I communicated with him in any way beyond a H and G, a hi and goodbye, I knew that he would take it the wrong way. So I did not communicate with him because I didn't want him to take it the wrong way, to misinterpret my kindness for me trying to do something else.
So you're saying that it is obvious in certain scenarios when somebody's trying to communicate with you, whether they're trying to like get with you, or they're genuinely just a good person and just trying to see how you're doing.
Yeah, I think it's very obvious. I think it's very obvious.
Okay, now we know each other, and there are some people out there that know us in real life. Like you are really good friends with one of my ex girlfriends.
I know. She's like my sister. I love her. I love her so much. If she's watching, sis, I know you know who you are. So, hey, love you, miss you.
And I don't think that that's weird at all whatsoever. But some people out there will take a look at that and go, wait, how is that a thing, right? This person is married. Like me and her husband are good friends as
Yeah.
well. But, it's one of those things that some people view that as red flags, and it's things that, well, they're not going to deal with in their relationship, because if the door was open at one point, it can always be open. What do you think about that?
I mean, I can see where people would get that thought from. I think to an extent, you have to be secure in your relationship and you have to be secure with the partner that you are with. The ex that he's referring to, she is happily married. She is living and thriving in her lane. And oddly enough, she and I are like, we're twins who were separated at birth. We have so much in common. The only thing that we have different is the sorority that we decided to join. Like, that's the only thing that's really, really, and obviously the state where we live. Other than that, we are like two peas in a pod. It's it's really, really crazy how much we have in common. But I love this comment from Kalisha, and again, I do apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name. She said, to clarify, I'm not in a situationship, but we have to be honest that that's not a solid dynamic if one person wants a commitment. That is 100% true. If one person in a relationship really wants a commitment and the other person doesn't, that's you're not equal. Like, you two aren't on the same level right now. And that person who wants a commitment is going to always want a commitment. And while that other person may change their mind, if right now you two aren't on the same page, that's not going to work.
Do you think that sometimes people will do that or reach out because currently, right? So it's not like you reach them on that day,
Mm-hmm.
and on that day, the person that they're with and them are going through something. So maybe in their head they're trying to think, like I'm in a stupid thing right now, but this person over here should have been a better option for me, but I'm stuck in what I am. But it was just captured in that moment.
I think that's a dangerous place to be. And I want to say this without any judgment. So please, if it sounds like that, I truly am not judging. But I think that that is a dangerous place to be, only because we are given 365 days or 366 days in a year. And you cannot tell me beyond a shadow of a doubt that all 366 days are going to be easy with your partner. That is not the case. You are going to have some days that are more difficult than others.
Wait, we are?
In general, some days maybe some not like the whole day, but like 2 or 3 hours out of the day.
Can we shorten those hours to minutes? My bad. I didn't mean to throw you off. Go ahead. You were cooking.
You are going to have some days where there are going to be moments, like minutes in that days, where your partner is going to frustrate you. And if all it takes is a text message from a blast from the past to have you thinking in one of those difficult moments that you are willing to blow up the happy home that you have to go pursue this avenue that really isn't an avenue, then your relationship is not as secure as you think. Again, let me condense it. Is this better?
Go ahead.
You have 24 hours in a day, and I forget the mathematical breakdown of how many minutes that is, but let's just focus on the hours. You have 24 hours in the day, and for 1 hour you have a disagreement with your partner, and you mean to tell me you're willing to throw away the other 23 hours of happiness and go look in another person's yard or go, test someone else's water because of 1 hour of unhappiness? Like, that tells me that your relationship was not that secure to begin with. It should not be that easy to break bonds that you have um with your partner, especially if you and your partner are married. Like, whether you're married, whether you're in a long-term relationship, whatever it may be, it should not be that easy to break the bonds.
I just came home. You are instantly getting on my nerves. Becky in my DMs though, she's been supporting me. She's been asking me how I'm doing. She's been showing support and things like that I haven't been getting. And I mean, I just want to see how Becky's doing.
But see, what you just said is different from what I said. You said she's showing you support that I haven't been doing. That's different. Like, if it's a constant thing, if it's constant, we're on day 338 of the year, and for 337 of them days you have come home to difficulty every single day, but Becky with the good hair has slid up in your DMs, and she's talking right, and she's always supporting you. That's different from 338 days in the year and one day I come at you wrong when you come home. That's totally different.
Do you think that sometimes people that do what you suggested earlier, they're looking at the other person as an escape route?
Oh, 100%. They think that for one, especially if you're going back to someone that you've been with before, excuse me, you're recalling only the good times of that time that you were with that person. And you're like, oh, well, this person was so good and all that stuff. I can go back to the happiness that I had with this person. So let me just only look at the positive things. Let me not focus on the negative things.
I believe that in one scenario, I've had this happen to me before.
Oh, spill the tea. Let me get some water while you spill the tea.
Well,
Go.
I don't know if it falls into the same category, but a little bit after my divorce,
Mm-hmm.
and I was out here in these streets, like me and this person
Ooh.
really wasn't defined, but they had informed me that them and their husband were on the way out and going through
Mm-hmm.
a divorce, but they weren't quite there yet. Like the courts hadn't said, uh, somebody versus somebody, y'all are now decreed divorce.
Mm-hmm.
I was, and I didn't think to really, if just looking back at it, I probably shouldn't have really not dealt with this person at all. But they wanted to go out and meet and things like that. So I said, okay. I set up the place. I showed up. They didn't pull up, right? And the thing that frustrated me or made me mad, not the fact that I got ghosted. That was my first time getting ghosted when I decided to dip my toe into the dating market several years ago. But what I remember was her reason for it afterwards. She didn't call me and give me a heads up that she wasn't going to make it and things like that. After 15 minutes, I said, well, I'm here. I'm going to order some drinks, food, and enjoy myself, because I can enjoy myself and have a good time no matter where
By
I'm
yourself.
at.
I love that
by
about
myself.
you. I love that about you.
And I made some new friends while I was there. So the next day, this person reached out to me and apologized and said that she essentially had lied and that her and her husband were gonna work things out. And I'm just like, you don't come to that conclusion over 24 hours like that, right?
So wait, you met her on a dating app?
Mm-hmm. She was, yep. So on a dating app. And let me tell you what, I also should have known better. Initially, I thought the person was a catfish at first. But again, I'm new to the dating apps. So I was green, whatever. They didn't show any face pics, but had the body pics. And I was like, okay, I'm peeping out the body, The
Must
body
not have
picture's
had
working.
any identifying tattoos.
No, none, none, none at all. And so I asked about the face pick, and her reason was, well, I'm kind of new out here, and people know me, and I don't want to be because I'm just coming out of my marriage or it's ending. I don't want there to be a bad perception, blah blah blah. But she was willing to meet in public,
Willing to meet. Okay.
right? But the location that she picked was nowhere near like where she lived. And again,
This is willing to drive like 30 minutes. Okay. I
things
love it.
things that I wish I knew then what I knew now, but just getting back into the dating market, I was so green. I
Mm.
was so green. But in this scenario, it was very similar to this person was trying to dip their toe. It was on a completely different level,
Mm-hmm.
but it happened.
Right.
Now, on the flip side, I'm going to ask you,
Okay.
but before I ask you, I'm going to say this. I don't think that nobody out there can ever claim that I tried to orbit and be around in their orbit
Mm-hmm.
and dip their toe or and dip my toe and try and do a temperature check to see maybe how things could have been with them. Have you ever tried it?
No, because I believe once I break up with someone or someone breaks up with me, that relationship is over. There's no going back to that person. I stand firm on that. I don't feel like there's a need for me to do a temperature check. If I ever check on someone, it's because it's either I legitimately care. So there's a 97% chance that I legitimately care about the person and their happiness, and I just want to see them happy. But there is also that 3% chance that I could just be nosy. And I just
Yo.
that I could just be nosy, and your social media is not telling me the part that I want to know. So I'm inquiring because I'm nosy, but it's never because I'm trying to do a temperature check and like go back down the street that I've already walked down. It's never that.
If somebody does a temperature check with you, would you and you're in a relationship, would you let your significant other know?
Yes,
Why?
because I if let me clarify that. If I perceive it as a temperature check and not just a hey, how are you doing, just checking in,
Mm-hmm.
I am going to tell you. Actually, you know what? Again, unless they catch me on my work X page, no, I am going to tell you because everything on my page very clearly states that I'm in a relationship with you. So if someone is asking me if I'm in a relationship, how things are going, I feel like they are trying to do a temperature check. So I'm automatically going to tell you.
I don't think people should.
Oh, why? Tell us why you don't think that. As I'm saying here very clearly, oh, I'm gonna tell you because you my man, and I feel like you should know. Go ahead and tell us why you don't think I should. Which, for the record, clearly lets us know that women have slid up in his DMs, and he just ain't never told me.
No, it's not really that. It's more of I'm doing my job.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm doing my job and shutting it down, I don't think there's a reason to let you know that I had to shut something down. What do y'all think? Am I
Yes, I'm
tripping?
curious. I'm curious what y'all think. So, okay, so here's my rationale. I this is a time we live in a day and age where people can screenshot things, and I don't use Snapchat or anything like that. So we live in a day and age where people can screenshot a conversation which one may perceive it as innocent and the other person may be trying to use it for nefarious purposes. People can screenshot that conversation and distort it however they want to. So I make sure that you are aware of everything. Every time a real person, not a bot, every time a real person slides up in my DMs or tries to say something like that towards me, I let you know. I tell you like upfront, like, let me tell you what this person said, or let me tell you what this person hit me up with, especially if it's an ex. Like, there was a time that someone who, and I wouldn't even really say that we were talking, I had met him before I met you, and like, we tried and it just didn't work. I guess we didn't even really go out on a date. We met up one time and it didn't work. we weren't headed down that path. And it had nothing to do with you. Like, we would not have had that, we would not have gone down that path even if I hadn't met you. But then I did meet you, and we did go into, we decided to enter a relationship. And I remember I told him when you and I entered the relationship, and I even told you about him. Well, he called me baby. Like, we would still text because he's a Commanders fan. I'm a Ravens fan. He would, send me messages with like gifts laughing at the Ravens. I would send him the same thing laughing at the Commanders. He, one time out of the blue, a couple of months ago, called me baby. And I immediately called King, and I'm like, all right, so let me tell you what happened. He just called me baby. How should I respond? Because I had every intention on checking him, but I wanted the man's opinion on how I should check him, because you are my man, but you are a man. And I like getting your feedback too on how I should handle some things, because if left up to my own devices, I can be very blunt, very rude. And I know that that's not a good thing. So I'm like, let me run this by you to see how I should respond. But of course, I was going to let you know.
You just opened up the door on something, and
Yeah.
I'm going to ask it in a very clear manner. So we are adults in a long-term relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't know out there, but we are not married.
We are not.
Do you think that people do temperature checks based on your marital status? Even if you're in a committed relationship, but ain't no ring on the finger.
Oh, 100%. Because there are some people who believe that until you are married, even if you're engaged, there are some people, and I've seen it myself, and I feel like I may have even said it once. Until you're married, they believe that you're fair game.
Wow.
Like, I've seen that written with my own eyes.
Man, like, I disagree with that. I think that if the relationship's public and y'all claim each other, then that's an off limit thing, unless open swinging is what y'all do. But that's a totally different subject.
That's a totally different subject for a different day. But no. I have seen that. I feel like in my youth, I may have even said that it's fair game until you're married.
Susan said, I don't date and I'm happier that way. Hey, shout out to you.
Yes.
So I was dating after my divorce. I tried to validate myself, right? I'm a man. I'm King Smith. Like, folks want me out here. So I tried to validate myself by putting myself back out on the dating market when I had no business doing it. I met some great people, met a lot more trash people. So I decided to pull myself off the dating market completely. And for 18 months or so, living fantastic. There is nothing that we're saying that my opinion, my take, you can live a happy, fulfilling life without necessarily having to date or be in a relationship. And there's nothing wrong with that. Other people think that
you should be, that you should date someone, that life is meant to be lived with someone else. I personally, this is not the view of King, this is not the view of the show as a whole, but my personal independent beliefs are that we were created to be with another person. We were created to have that help me and to have someone that we're supposed to be with in life. I do believe that. And I believe that King is my person.
Why? Not that you believe that I'm your person, but why do you believe that people should be?
To be honest,
you said should, right?
Should. To be honest, mine comes from a biblical backing that's what happened in the Bible.
Susan said that the dating market is trash and rather disgusting. It is. Like,
it can be.
I may say, yes, it can be. Your market is going to dictate a lot of it. And I'm just going to be straight up. How you present is also going to be a lot of it as well, right? Like, you can't help how you were born, but there are a lot of things that you can help about yourself that can improve your chances. And then here's the other thing too. Here's the other thing. About an episode or two ago, we talked about the passport bros.
Yeah, we did.
And why people were getting their passport and going to other countries to try to find someone or find their person, or however you want to call that. sometimes, really, a lot of the times, I think your market is just it's just what it is. Change
Right.
your market.
And I will agree. And I also think if you are in an area where the dating market looks like that, ask yourself, do you really need to be in that area? Do you need to continue to look in that area? We are really blessed and really fortunate that the area where we live close to Washington, D.C. So we're able to tap into a lot of different dating cultures. We can tap into Pennsylvania. So, like Southern Pennsylvania, those are different people from people here in Maryland. People on the eastern shore of Maryland are different from central Maryland, who are also different from western Maryland, because western Maryland has a lot of heavy West Virginia influence. And then that's going to be different from northern Virginia, which is also different from the main part of Virginia, which is
Mm-hmm.
also different from DC. So we have like all these different cultures that we can tap into, and we're not too far from New York. We're not too far from Philly. So we have a lot that we're able to tap into. So if you don't like the people that you're experiencing in one area, you can easily branch out and go tap into another. And as long as you have a car or means of transportation, dating is pretty much open to you here. So I believe that, see if you can change the market. And if you can't change the market, like you said, there are some things about you that you can change that don't require any money, don't require surgery, just requires you looking internally and making some adjustments.
Like
Not
what?
saying changing your attitude. Like if you're someone who people have always viewed, like your friends have always said, you're a little bit argumentative, you're a little bit combative. That's something that you can easily work on. No money, no cosmetic surgery or anything like that. Like you can change that. There are some things that you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Like, first of all, I'm black. I don't know if you knew that or not. I can't change that. And even if I could, I wouldn't want to. Like, I love who I am. However, I make the choice to be locked. And I don't want to change that. I make the choice that, like, I'm not going to get my nails done anymore. That's a choice that I make. I make the choice that I'm not going to pay to, like, have my eyebrows done and, do all of that stuff. Those are choices that I make. And if that impacts who's interested in me, then deuces. Like you weren't meant to be with me. You make the choice to rock a bald head and a beard, that's you. There are going to be some people who don't like that, who like, no, I need my man to have full hair on his head. Okay, so there are some things that I'm not saying like you should change who you are, but there are some things that you can soften, male and female, to be able to make yourself more appealing in these dating markets.
I'm still confused about something then.
All right, go.
How do you go about differentiating curiosity, transparency, and detective tendencies?
I think it's your heart that goes into it. Like, I am an inquisitive person. You met my twin. I don't have a real twin, but I have someone that I call my twin. You met my twin, and one thing about us, we are some inquisitive people. We absolutely 100% love asking questions, because asking questions helps us get to the bottom of things, to be able to understand things more. We love it. Excuse me. Sometimes I inquire about people's relationship status, not because I'm trying to like dip my toe in that water or anything like that, but genuinely just because I'm nosy. Like, I want to see how you're doing. Like, I hope you are doing well. Oh,
I'm trying to see if this is a no, that's a bot. Oh man, I thought like the beginning of that
no,
by
I figured
Evelyn.
from there. Yeah,
Yeah, man, I was like, oh snap.
no.
I think ladies are sneaky, and y'all are
Clutching
y-
invisible pearls.
y'all are way easier to get past guys that don't see that there might be some. Well, let me do a temperature check on him, see if he's happy with his lady, and if he's not, if I can maybe slide on in and become that number one.
Let me ask the hard question. So this is why I need King to filter things for me. Is it that we're slick, or that y'all are special.
I think it's a combination of both.
I think
Right?
it's on y'all. Like, stop trying to put
No,
that on us.
no, no,
That's on
no.
y'all.
Y'all ladies
How is it that you can't
are
tell?
mental ninjas,
No.
black belts.
No, how is it that you can't tell?
Because like we don't need to do the slick things out in the world as a guy. We just use brute force.
So y'all have no finesse, is what you're saying.
Yes. I agree.
And we want to brag about that. Okay. Okay, sure, fine. Whatever floats your boat. No. There's this guy. He and I we had a situationship about 14 years ago. After he and I ended, he got with this other woman and they had a child together. And honestly, it looked like they were thriving. I think he even proposed to her. Like, it looked like they were headed down a really good path. And then one day I no longer saw him posting about her.
Oh yeah, that relationship was done.
That relationship was ended, right? I inquired about it, not because I was trying to get back with him, but because I'm nosy. Like, I am genuinely, sorry, I am inquisitive.
Like,
Okay.
so
I'm inquisitive. So I did. Like, I slid up in his DMs, not to flirt with him, not to get back with him, because I had ended things before. And I guess maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm biased because I'm never trying to get back with a person when I'm asking them that. That is never my intention. I do not date backwards. I only date forwards. I do not go back to a man once our relationship has ended. So maybe that's because, that's how I am. That's my stance on things, that I'm just like, no, like, that's never why I'm asking you. I'm asking you because I'm either, again, that 97% chance that I am genuinely happy for you and I want to see you thrive, or that 3% chance that I'm inquisitive and I'm just trying to get some tea. Like, that could just be it.
Okay, well, um, teach a person how to fish. What should guys look out for ladies that are doing
That hey big head text message.
Hey big head. That's
when
it.
when the season changes and then all of a sudden you're getting hit up from someone that you don't talk to on the regular, that is someone who is trying to approach you for some reason. Like, there's something you want. You do have to discern what it is they're interested in, but they want something. So inquire what they are after. Like, flat out ask them. So I will say, for me, raising my hand, that is something that irritates me, because I'm like, get to the point. A man will approach me or send me a message. So someone that I know will send me a message and say something. And it's like with the pleasantries, like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? How are things going? I'm like, get to the point, my dude. Like, you ain't my man. You have something that you're trying to ask me, and I wish you would quickly get to that point so that I can quickly shut you down. Like, be direct so I can be direct with my blunt response that's about to come your way.
Let me go back to something that we talked about earlier, in which I said I don't think that I would tell you if somebody reached out to me. Do you think that that's disrespectful if I don't?
No, I think you know me, and that's why you don't tell me.
Because I think discretion should be applied.
Yes, for you, discretion is a $1 million word in your vocabulary, and I don't say that in a mean way. I know that for you, there are some things that you don't tell me because you have already envisioned how I'm going to respond to it, and you know that I don't need that level of stress in my life. I don't need that level of worry or concern, or you've already ruled it out as something that would even matter to me. So you make the decision to not tell me. I'm not mad at you for that.
There was something that popped up on my phone, and it was a spam bot thing on one of my phones, and it was like, hey baby, something blah 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 blah. And I think me, like a couple of years ago, would have been like, whatever. Be like, oh snap. But I was just like, oh, like, I'm not worried. But I was curious. I was like, I wonder if Michelle's going to comment about the text that pop up without knowing the context of why somebody's sending a hey baby text message to me. It was a spam. I don't know if I get two types of spam calls. One is a hey baby, how you doing? But it's
I think I know why you get them.
yeah, and then there's another one where it's like you've been approved for a loan, blah blah blah. You know, those type of spam calls, which I've been trying to block those forever.
First of all, because you said that, I want to challenge you with a question.
Ooh,
How would I know that you're getting those messages? Because I don't go through your phone.
do you?
I don't go through your inbox.
Do you?
No, I don't do.
No. I don't know if y'all caught that. I almost got her.
Let me tell you why I do not go through your phone,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
The last time I went through a guy's phone, which was 10 years ago, I found something I didn't want to see. And I made a vow to myself that I was never going to go through a guy's phone again. It was the one and only time that I'd gone, the only relationship where I'd ever gone through someone's phone. And I made a vow to myself then and there that I would never go through a guy's phone again. And I never did go through another guy's phone. Now, did I see something on an ex's phone like after that caused me to instantly break up with him? Yes, but I didn't go through his phone. I could just see his phone when he had it open. But no, I don't go through a guy's phone. I have your password, and if I go to your phone, it's because you know I'm going there to do something.
Yep, you have my password. You have access. I've always said too that like if you see something, like I know you have access to my stuff at any time, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, if you see something without context, don't just instantly get upset and be like, "What is this?" and shove a phone in my face. Like there's context around everything, and it's like too. I would be the world's biggest idiot if I were to leave evidence in my phone, knowing that somebody's got access to it.
Right. And so, piggybacking, that's the other reason why I tell you everything, because you do have access to my phone. And I very much am like, oh, here's my phone. And I'll just give it to you. And for the same reason, I don't want you to pick up my phone and see something. And you're like, well, what is this? And I'm like, oh, yeah, he was just trying to talk to me. Whatever. I ain't paying him no attention. Like, no, I tell you everything. And if I can't text you like a screenshot or something, I will screen record a text message conversation and share it with you. Like, I need people to know, men, women, whatever, there are no secrets with him. I share everything with him. So if you slide up in my DMs, like, and I know you and you're really trying to approach me, he will know about it. He will know about it as soon as you see that red button. He got it too. Just please know that.
John and Nicole are a married couple that host and do the Better Than Perfect podcast. They talk about things around dating and relationships, marriage, and gender dynamics as well. And one of the things that John said is that he tells people, if you want something a secret, don't tell him, because telling him is just like telling Nicole.
I'm very upfront about that as it pertains to you. You tell me something, like someone tells me something, I hope they know King is going to hear about it too. The only thing that I ever keep from you are surprises that I had for you. And I remember that for your 40th birthday, I had your friends send me a video clip wishing you happy birthday.
Total
and that
surprise.
was the hardest, 3 weeks of my entire life with you, because there was one time like you wanted to use my phone or grab my phone for something. And we always joke about how your relationship is in trouble, like if your cell phone is on the table or something and someone is reaching for something else and like one person immediately pulls back their phone.
And like you sit up real quick, like, hold up, what you doing?
And there was one time that he went to grab my phone and I was like, okay, but you cannot look at the pictures. I was like, do not go in the picture.
I was just like, okay. I mean, I was curious. I probably, knowing me, I probably like mess with it. Oh, what's in there?
But like I was freaking out. I was like, I'm gonna need him to not go to my, like, I was so terrified that you were going to go through my pictures, because that's where I was saving everything before I uploaded it to Google Drive. And I was so nervous.
I want to give Susan some airtime here. She earlier said, yeah, I don't know. I personally don't compete with women. It's a complete total turnoff for me. No, thank you. She can have you. I'm good.
Yes.
And then she followed it up with what you see on the screen. I don't compete with bisexual men either. No, thank you. LOL. You do you, boo.
Let me tell you, I don't compete with anyone at all. Point blank, period. I remember I was thinking about something earlier because is it okay if I talk about like the journey that you talk about on Thursdays?
Mhm.
All right, so King is on Zepbound and he has thus far lost about 22 pounds. And what I was saying earlier is in this hoodie, I can notice, I see the weight that he has lost. And in my head, like I think about random things when I'm at work, like so
Oh,
random. That's the
oh,
ADHD brain.
oh.
I think about
Go
random
ahead.
things. And something popped into my head, and I was like, Shell, you gonna have to really learn some karate or something because these 304 is about to try your patience.
Did you call me about that or
Did
text
I?
me? You did something because it was out the blue for me.
Oh, honey, I'm random. It's the ADHD. I'm neurodivergent, honey.
And I
I'm
was like,
neurodivergent.
that's how I know this woman loves me because she over here like, wait, when this man lose weight, they about to be jumping on him. I
These
gotta learn how to
304 is about
fight.
to be in the streets.
It
Like
was
I
so
gotta pull
random.
out the real Baltimore and the real Jamaican in me. So I was thinking about that earlier, and I was like, but no, you don't go after the woman. You never go after the woman. And I think that that is a common misconception that if you're in a relationship with someone and someone approaches them, that you need to go approach that person who approached them. No, you need to go to your partner because your partner has made a commitment to you, whether it's marriage or long term relationship. Your partner is the one who said that they wanted to be with you and who made a commitment to you. You approach that partner. And furthermore, like Susan said, don't compete with anyone. So if they are out there and they're choosing to test the waters with someone else or to approach someone else, then in that relationship, because you are way too valuable to come in second place to absolutely anyone else. I believe that when you make the choice to be with someone, you are making that choice to be with that person. You are choosing that person above all else because I don't know, like I'm not even going to apologize for it, but when I look at long-term relationships and I look at marriages, I do look at it from the biblical standpoint of that person comes first. That person comes before your family, that person comes before children, that person comes first. So if I have, like, I've made this commitment to be with you, I've made this commitment to sharing my life with you, you come first, point blank, period. And if you're with me, I'm assuming you're saying the same thing. So if there's someone else who feels like she has a role in your life and that she has a say to you, then guess what, honey? You just showed me that you are no longer making a commitment to be with me and the relationship is over. I'm not competing with anyone. One, because I know that I am too, how do I say this and not sound cocky? I know that I am too good of a person and have too beautiful of a soul to ever play second fiddle to anyone in any situation. So I never will. Period, point blank.
I like it.
Thank
I
you,
love it
boo.
and I can respect that. I like it. I love it.
I
I
want
want
some
some
more
more of
of
it.
it.
All right,
I used
y'all.
to love that song growing up, like
Right?
way too much. I loved that
We
song.
should play it after the live stream ends and we're
Okay,
packing things up here
that.
in the studio. So, y'all, look, this was another episode of the King and Me show. For those of y'all that are new here
Yes.
that have watched us throughout, thank you. Thank
Thank you,
you.
thank you, thank
We
you,
are
thank
one of the
you.
many shows on WTF Nation Radio, but we are in partnership as we have our own platform. So, check us out. Go to our website, thekingandmeshow.com. Stay tuned immediately after this. Firing up here in about 3 or 4 minutes is going to be Ice hosting the Monday edition. There were some things that came up that y'all are going to want to hear for those of y'all that
Dun,
are
dun,
here for
dun.
that platform. Let me see. We don't have any guests at WTF Nation Radio the rest of this week. Tomorrow on Pop Culture Warrior Show on WTF Nation Radio, he's doing a giveaway. So I want to make sure to give that some airtime as well. It has
Yes.
nothing to do with us.
Nothing, but it's on the channel that we stream from, so we want to big them up as well.
And we are in the final stages of a third partnership that we're almost
like
there.
almost there where we can talk about it. Like
Right
almost, like
at
you
the
see that
finish
little
line.
right there. We're almost there.
Susan said she loves you, he loves you. Congrats. Look, when it works out, it works out. I think that two people on one accord is a beautiful thing. It's hard to find it. I think we still have some work to do, but this is why we have
I'm
this live
perfect. What are you
stream.
talking about?
Oh my goodness. We are showcasing
Okay, you see my halo?
how it's working for us. We would like to ask other people to come on and share their experiences and things like that. And as we work on the technology side on our side, we are going to offer that on our platform and things as well. And we're going to go out in the field and do some field interviews here sometime soon. All right, y'all. That is our time.
And don't forget, you want to tune in live next week, Monday, December the 15th, where we'll be having our last show of 2025. You definitely don't want to miss it. So please tune in live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In the meantime, again, you want to go shop these hoodies on thekingandmeshow.com. We guarantee that it will turn some heads and people will be sliding up in your DMs too.
Guarantee. I guarantee. All right, y'all. We out.
Peace.
Peace. Bye.